So I'm happy to report an update on district happenings since our last board meeting. At BRS, they have come to the end of the first trimester, and they had their parent-teacher conferences. While the parent-teacher conferences were going on, we have to really thank the PTA for conducting a very successful book fair this year. And our second graders at BRS participated in the village tree lighting by singing winter songs. Speaking of songs and music, we have had 2 of our winter concerts already. Last Tuesday was the 5th grade and Thursday was the 6th grade concerts. 7th and 8th grade is tomorrow and the high school is next week. BRS is going to be in January. I also wanted to provide an update on safety. I'm very excited to report that our Visitor Protocol Safety Task Force went amazingly well. A group of about 20 people met 3 times for an hour virtually to write our visitor protocols for the schools. As soon as the intercoms are delivered, a new entry system will be installed, which will change how visitors get access to the schools. The task force reviewed several documents that have information about visitors to the schools. Then we studied best practices in the field. And finally, we produced new visitor protocols for our schools that will be followed during the school day once our new technology is installed. At this point, we are holding the protocols until the new technology will be used and until the new technology, comes in and is installed, and then we'll talk through the new protocols. So we're going through a similar model for the reunification process as long as I can get members to sign up. So right now, I have 2 applicants for the Reunification Safety Task Force. I understand that there was a little bit of a glitch in the survey settings, so if people could not previously apply, I encourage them to try again. I will include it in my communication that will go out again this week, and I really hope to have community involvement and participation in this process. Having multiple stakeholders come together for the Visitor Safety Task Force was integral to its success. And I know that this is a new model of having these kind of task forces work specifically on a project, but it was really precise and really concise. They knew that they were coming together. We had timelines, we had a project to do, and really the method of looking at how visitor protocols are written. They're written in all of these different places, studying what the best practices are, having discussion about the application of what's written, what we do, what are the best practices, what is our new system going to look like, and then putting that all together and producing something that all happened in 3 virtual hours. Wow. So it was really a great process, and I want to replicate it with the reunification process, which again is what happens after you have a critical incident and how you reunite families with their children. So we really want, it's a huge impact on the community, and really having people that know and understand the community and how Pleasantville really works, having that parent perspective, having that community perspective is really important. So we're going to continue trying until we get enough people on that task force to come out and participate. That one we are going to run a little bit differently. It is not at a very convenient time. It's from, I think it's 4 to 6, and it is in person because it's a little bit more tactical in terms of the process. So we wanted to have people in person in the afternoons. So if we need to make some adjustments to that to get more participation, we'll have to look into that. But right now we're scheduled in January. I forgot the day of the week, 4 to 6 in person here at the high school. So that is the conclusion of my remarks. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone have questions?
Yeah, that's just a quick LHEC.
Liaison report.
What's that?
I asked if anybody had any questions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Connected to.
Yeah, actually I do. So the procedure for entering the buildings, will they be the same for all 3 buildings?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we specifically focused on a process applicable to all 3 buildings because they all have the same similar setup for during the school day hours.
Right.
So that's what we wrote, one process.
Great.
I'll work with the board in terms of then what happens. Part of the confusion was that it was written a lot of different ways and a lot of different places. We looked at 3 handbooks, the code of conduct, the district safety plan, and they're all written differently, along with our policy, by the way. So we have the same things written in all different places, and we really wanted to have clarity. They're all going to be set up the same way. They're all going to be used the same way. So that's what we worked on with this visitor protocols. And we had parents, I think we had parents from all 3 buildings. We had people that have different applications, from assistant DAs to ex-law enforcement personnel to construction managers. We had a great variety of people coming to the table with us and really lending their expertise from not just the parent perspective, but from different professionals. Sure. We worked with our safety consultant company. They brought to us a bunch of different best practices. Some of them we were like, no way. Some of them we definitely thought were good ideas. Some of them we adjusted based on our protocols. So really, like I said, at this point, we're waiting for the intercoms to come in. Once they come in, the company that we're working with said we have about a 1-week installation time. So during that installation time, once we know I have them and we're all set up, then I can do communication with the community. We can do training for the greeters. We can, set in motion all the next steps to actually get to full implementation. But having these written and having the work done in this way, it was engaging, it was exciting. We had great discussion. Of course, you're never going to get 20 people to agree on everything, for 3 hours of conversation. So it was just great the way it was brought together, and just really appreciate those folks that gave their time to participate. So I did try strong-arming a few of them to try to come back for reunification as well. So definitely want to have that same experience with the varied people at the table, varied expertise, having people who are going to be doing the reunification along with the people, on both sides. There's people that are going to organize and run it, so we have administrators and different personnel. We have teachers on the team, but then we also have the families that are going to be the ones receiving the students and sort of helping us look at that setup for reunification is going to be critical too.
Great, thank you.